Oh, I'm live already, aren't I? Man, you'd think I'd be ready by now for this. Okay. Okay. Little carrot in the bottom right. Copy that link. Let's do edit. Uh, tab. Okay. So live on the Discord. GGG. Back to hand tracking. Cool. Yes, but it's actually working this time. So we're not going to spend 6 hours of a live stream trying to get hand tracking to work. I just need to do some posts and then we can jump in and figure out what we're working on. I've already set up teleportation so we can teleport around the scene with hand tracking. But that's pretty much it. I know some people want widget interaction stuff, so interaction with UI using hand tracking. So I'm going to take a look at that and see what we can come up with as well. Cool. Okay. Live stream, tags. Next. Okay. Do on. I think public's best to do on Patreon for everyone. Okay. Hopefully audio's working fine. Streams, it's shouting at me because I forgot to change my settings. And it won't let me change them for the stream. Okay. Patreon post, Discord post. What else do we need? I need headphones in so I don't go crazy. Unfortunately, you guys won't have audio because I am sick of getting copyright striked, or notifications anyway. But then the question is, what do we work on? Wonder if we could do like a live tutorial. Wonder if that would work. Create a new project, run through setting up hand tracking, and then I can snip it, put it up on the channel. Wonder if that would work. We'll let people trickle in. Sure, by the way, I love the thumbnail of the hand tracking error in UE. It would literally pull my hair out. I was supposed to be doing other stuff this morning, and I was just like, I need to give this one more attempt to figure it out. Because I asked people over on the Discord and Patreon like yesterday what videos they want to see, and there was still people asking for hand tracking stuff. So no matter what happened, I had to figure it out. But I was literally pulling my hair out all morning. I was like, I'm so done. And just out of luck, I deleted the software and it worked. And it was like, Christ. Like, why? Why is that? Why do I need to do that? Doesn't make any sense. So hopefully everybody's having a good day. I'm going to put a thing up for YouTube members. All channel members. Music's on. And we got it in. So for this, IT 101, reinstall, restart, and pray. Honestly, I was so close to wiping my entire PC. Like, that was going to be the next step. If it didn't work, it would have been the last thing to try. So I've already set this up with hand tracking, but I'm not too sure whether I should just create a new project, go through it, and then use this clip from the stream as the tutorial, which would work pretty well. Problem is, I don't know where I'm saving it. Okay, so I've got the stream. Should we do that? Should we go through a full setup process? Okay, so let's treat this like a live tutorial. So, hey everyone. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to set up hand tracking with 5.4.3 using the MetaXR plugin. This is part of a live stream, so can edit it down if we need to. But if you want to see the full stream, I'll leave a link in the description. What we're going to do is going to start off with a blank template, and then wait for this to boot up. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the virtual reality template from the starting point. I got a folder, and let's do hand tracking tutorial. We're going to create this project. And then once it's loaded, we're going to enable some plugins. If you're having an error, so if anybody's watching this and having an error with the XR handle, I got a video on the channel that you can check out, and that'll show you how to fix that. But it's typically uninstalling some stuff. Cool. So we're going to go to plugins, and then virtual reality. We want to enable the MetaXR plugin. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go down to virtual reality and disable the hand tracking and eye tracking, because we don't need those, and it seems to cause a little bit of an issue. And then we'll wait for this to boot back up. It's not taking too long. Excellent. Dismiss. We're going to go to project settings. We're going to scroll down on the left to find OpenXR settings, and we're going to tick the enable XR FB full variation extension. Take that, and then we're going to go to MetaXR, and all we're going to do is we're going to change hand tracking support to hands only, because we're just going to do hands for this project by default. So with that done, we can go to VR porn, and here we can actually delete some stuff. So we're going to delete the XR device visualization left, delete the hand left, and then we're going to do the same thing for the motion controller right. So visualization right, hand right, and now we have motion controller right grip and motion controller left grip set up as blank. We're going to compile. It's going to give us some errors for this section down here, which we're going to delete. And then we're going to compile that up, so we remove those. Now if we select motion controller right grip, we can go to add, hand, Oculus XR hand, and we're going to name this right. So Oculus XR hand right, select left grip, open, actually just do hand, Oculus XR hand left. So we got the left hand and we got the right hand here. We can select both of those at the same time, and we don't want to select those both at the same time. We're going to select Oculus XR hand left. So mesh type hand left, skeleton type hand left. We'll come back and we'll make a material for this in a minute. And then we're going to go to motion controller right grip. We're going to go Oculus XR hand right, and we're going to set this to right and mesh type right. I'm going to press play now after adding a random color. So I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to set material override to be a garish green, because we got basic asset 3. And the reason I would press play here is to show you that there's actually an issue where the hands are rotated around. So if we jump in and we load this up, you can see that the hands are in, but their positions are they're basically wrong. They kind of rotated a little bit. So to fix that, all you have to do is go back to your VR porn, select motion controller left grip, and scroll down on the right. And we're going to change motion source from left grip to left, and then motion controller right grip to right. If we rename these, just so we know what they are, you can do it like so. And now if we jump back in and we boot up the headset, we actually get our hands, and they're tracked accurately for whereabouts we are with our fingers. So we've got full hand tracking is already built in. Now let's say we want to make a material. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new material inside of our material folder. I'm going to go to material m_hands, and then in here, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the blend mode to translucent, and then I'm going to set the shading model to unlit. We want as much performance as we can get because we're typically doing this through mobile. So now in here, what we can do is we can plug in a color. So I can hold 3 on the keyboard, plug that into emissive color, and then we can bring this in, maybe pop like a light gray maybe. Probably look good. And then for the opacity, what we're going to use is a Fresnel node. So you search for Fresnel, plug that straight into opacity, and now you can see that it actually combines around the geometry. So we do a cube, kind of maps it a little bit better, and then I'm going to change the exponent to about 3, which is cool. So now if I go back to VR porn and we select both the XR hand location, the hand left, and then XR hand right, we can go up to the top, we can search for hand, and we can get the hands in there. Cool. So now if we test this out, should be able to jump in, and then with the headset on, we can actually jump in and we can see that we've got our little ghost hands. And if you want the color to be a little bit more punchy, you can just simply go into the material now and actually change that to be what you want. So let's say we want some bright pink hands. Let that boost up, and then we can do like 2. Hit apply. And then if we drop back in, we can then see we've got our hands nice bright pink, and we can go from there. So what if we want to teleport? We actually have teleport logic basically in this already. So what we can do is we can go to the occlusion Oculus XR hand right. We can add an arrow. This is going to be our forward direction, which we'll need to rotate it around. Can't remember the values off the top of my head, but we want to drag this in and plug it into the motion. So we're basically replacing that variable for the get world location and forward vector. And then inside of our inputs, what we can do is we can go to default, mappings, move, and then that's the wrong one. I want to go back to default mapping. We want to add a new mapping context. We're going to go to add Oculus hands, Oculus right index pinch. We're going to hit save. And now if I test it, you'll see that it's actually going the wrong way. So you can see that I can't actually see whereabouts I am going for it. So to fix that, we can actually use the arrow. I'm going to double check with the other project that I have which way I set this up, because I'm pretty sure that was it. Just the arrow, yep. And then all I did was change the rotation. So arrow, I changed this to -30. And I've just realized it's on the wrong hand. Arrow, we want this on the right hand. Oculus XR hand right arrow. So this is going to be like our teleportation arrow. I spelled teleport wrong. It should be fine. Cool. Teleport arrow. And then we want to set this to -30 and then -90. And that'll rotate it around a little bit for us. So now if we hop back in, we boost it up, we can actually teleport around the scene by using that pinch index to control where we're going. Which is really cool. So we got both hands, we can teleport, we got custom materials, and then everything's set up as we want. I'm currently working on the rotation stuff, so we'll take a look at that afterwards. So that's pretty much a live tutorial recorded on YouTube for setting up. That's pretty much all I've figured out today. I haven't had a lot of time to go in and play around with it, which is going to be fun. We'll do that now. Michael Carney, can you add a collision to the hand? Do you need to parent a collision sphere? I'm not actually sure. Let's have a look. So the goal is to teleport up and push one of the cubes with our hands. We got motion controller. So this is the way that I would do it. We would do a sphere collision. And then let's say this is index. Index collision. And then we can't parent it, which is interesting, because we should be able to get the bones. So bone mapping here. A map are associated containers associated key values. Okay, that doesn't help. Let's see what we can do with this. Make it low, hidden in game. We want it visible, and then we're going to do block all. It's on the hand, so we'll see whereabouts it is. The question might come up is just how do we attach it to the bone? Okay. So we can use our hands to hit stuff. It's just a case of figuring out how to attach the collision to the index finger of the hand. So can we do get motion controller data? Maybe it's technically what it is. This is left hand break. Hand key positions. Hand index. What do we get out of that? Is it just the... Okay, that's the whole thing. I wonder if we can do attach. Attach component to component. Just give me the option. There. So the target is the index and the parent is going to be that one. Socket name. Let's see if we can actually use the index. Because we've got these index 3. Index 3. Snap to target. Snap to target. Snap to target. And then we'll just see what happens with this. If it works, we can create a function and just go through it. Which will be fine. What is happening? Little one's lost her doll. It's not going to be happy about that. Then we jump in. Aha! So yeah. So we can attach it to our finger. And then we can go up and then we can actually poke stuff with our hand. So index collision is just a bit large. Set this to like 1. Might have to go smaller than that. There we go. And then I can actually go up and poke. Poke. So it's simple as that to add collision. I know a lot of people have had issues with it. I think the problem is that we can't access the index here, which is really annoying. Brian, hey bud. Good to see you again. Making some progress on this. So let's say, it's going to be way manual setup, isn't it? Left underscore index underscore collision. We'll go through that. Glad you were able to figure out the hand tracking. So am I. It's been nothing but a nightmare. I'm trying to think whether we set this up a different way. If we set this up with different blueprints. So we build it once and then it works. Because it's going to be the same thing. So duplicate widget interaction, hand right. It's be like right index collision. Then we get this. And pretty much got to do the same thing over and over again. So target is going to be the right hand. No, parent is going to be the right hand because that's what we're attaching the collision to. Snap the target and then index 3. Does it work even on... It's going to be the parent, isn't it? It's the same index. Ooh, I might have a way of doing this. So now we've got the hand collisions working. But it's interacting with the teleport. So what we do is test this to make sure we can actually go through it. Block all dynamic. That might do it. There we go. Cool. So that's index collision. I'm gonna take a look since we're on the stream. I've got a couple of hours to set up a different way of doing this whole thing. That might be a little bit better for us to work with. Brian, glad you're able to figure it out. It would be cool to see how grab mechanics work with this. We'll go on to grabbing. Brian, any interest in doing a Patreon series on VR optimization? Yes. I put the post up yesterday on Patreon and the Discord, and there was a lot of questions on VR optimization. So I'm going to plan something out and then hopefully do one that's in-depth enough that makes everything work. But be good. Okay, now to make a finger skateboarding game. If you did physics, you could. You could have a collision on the index finger, a collision on the middle finger, and then you could use constraints on the skateboard to attach both parts. And I think you could have it like magnetized to it. I think that would work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something and see if I can get this to work a little bit cleaner. Because I've got a feeling by the end of this stream, everybody's going to want me to put the files up on Patreon and members, YouTube members. So we'll do that. So BP underscore hands. Hand? Let's do hand. Let's do motion controller. And then this one is going to be motion source. It's going to have a default, so it'll be left hand. And then Oculus XR hand. Leave it as it is. So we need a way to set these on begin play. So we want to need to set these motion controller. Let's see. Oh, hope this works. This will be quite nice. Add custom event. Let's call this and I don't know if I've spelled that right. Motion controller, we want to set the hand. So we're going to set the motion source. So set the motion source. That's going to be the left hand. Actually, we have an enum, don't we? No, we've got grab type. Oh, I want it. So basically, I'm going to set this up so we've got one blueprint that controls all the stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier to work with. But we need to have a way of selecting which one we want. Motion source, I'll just leave that on there because that's the only thing that we need to do with the motion controller. It's going to be either left or right. And then OpenXR, this needs to be Oculus hand. The material will be the same on either hand, so let's just put that to the hand. And then this one we want to do mesh type and skeletal type. That mesh type. So hopefully we can plug these into here. And then we can have this set up as one. So VR pawn, I'm going to delete this, delete the XR hand, delete the motion controller left. Delete that, delete the motion controller. So all we have is the camera, motion controller left aim, right aim for the widget interaction stuff, which could then go into the other blueprint afterwards. So what we tried doing is add child actor to begin with. Hand left, duplicate hand right. I think those are fine for the hierarchy. Actor of class is going to be BP hand. We can set this up to spawn actors in a moment, so we don't have to have them in here either. Compile actor, they're not valid. Okay, so we've got to just get them. I could just make them valid here and then just set them that way. But what I might do is, since we're going to be spawning them in anyway, that's fine. We're going to do hand right, hand left. Oh, wait there. We're going to spawn them in. I don't want to deal with child actors. Spawn actor from class, hand. That should be fine. I don't know if I have to attach it, which would be interesting. Spawn transform is what's messing up. If I do it like so, and then we'll have to set. What did I call it? How do I set it? How do I create an event and then I immediately forget what I call it? Hand initialize. Okay, so this is going to be our left hand, mesh, hand left, motion source, left, delete. Going to be the right hand, and then we're going to use hand right. Hand right. Always spawn in no collisions. Always spawn ignore collisions. Transform. We'll check the transform to see what it does. I know you're not working because we disconnected it. So now we want to play to see if we've actually got hands, which we can see in the scene. So they're not mapping. So what have I done wrong? Definitely right. Left, right. Hand, left, left, right, right. And then we attach to maybe the VR character. Hmm. Attach actor to component would probably be best. Let's have a look. We just want to see if we can actually get something in. Yep, it's still working. So it's not doing it. Interesting. No errors, that's fine. So what would be the problem? Motion controller. If I set this to left by default. Still got hand tracking enabled. Okay. It just might not work. It might be worth me just undoing everything. See how far it'll let me go back. It's hoping to push my luck. O's hand left, left index. Right. Right collision. Okay. So hopefully we go back. We should be set back up. There we go. What would be really interesting is to see if we can actually rotate the player. But I don't know how we could even attempt to do that. But now we've got it so we can actually go up and push actors. So maybe grabbing? That'd be a good one to do next. YouTube shouting at me. Angro, do you know how to detect hand gestures like pinch, show palm? You can do that based on pointing up. So we've got index collision, which is working fine. Um, grab, isn't it? That's going to be inputs for grabbing. Default, grab left, grab right. So grab right should literally be a case of just hitting the plus. Oculus hand right. Does Oculus Touch not have a grab? System gesture. We can't use those. Ooh. This is where it's going to get fun. What I'll do is I'll boot up the hand template by Epic, by Meta, which I've got downloaded. And we can kind of do a bounce in between to see how they're doing it for their stuff, and then how we can do it for ours. Because it's quite interesting that we don't have a full grip. Hand blueprints, hand character. Oh, did they do it all through? No. Local floppy tick set pose. Hand pose debugging. Okay. Dumping hand pose and gesture state to the output window. Hand bone range recording. Hmm. Motion controller right. Puzzle mesh. Right grabbing. I thought that would have just been the main thing. Left grabbing. It's going to be the same, isn't it? They use a debug to get the joint locations. You then get that from the output log. What a nightmare. So that's what they're using there. Touch acted actor. So you touch the motion controller, grab object. Jeez. Input. Then we've got the hand right, set posable mesh component. Whoa. I'm not awake enough to be reading through this. Tutorial hand. I don't think that'll help, will it? Nope. Set up bone map and apply post mesh. Of course, it's C++. I don't know if there's a way we could do it with blueprints. Interactable. Class interactable. This is what we're reading from. Grab pauses. Hand pause will transform location. So we're literally changing the location of the hand and the joints. Okay, that's not too difficult. Absolute nightmare to set up. We need just a way of grabbing actors. We don't have to worry about the hands. Object is valid. Tick fist. Primitive component. You get the pause from the output log and put it in the field. Yes. They use the closed fist for grabbing and teleporting. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to figure out is how they read it. Fist sphere. Like what is sphere collision? This is pretty much me backwards engineering this now. Fist sphere. Where do we get this from? Where's it set? Fist sphere. There is a gesture recognition. I know there's some additional plugins we can take a look at, but I just want to see how much we can do without them. And that was kind of the plan with this. I was going through this stuff last week. It's mental. Hand character base. The event graph is this one. Okay, construction script. So we're always checking these. And that's C++. So this one's attached. Left pausable mesh. Skin scale mesh. This might be an old one. So they're doing the collisions the same as I'm doing it. But they've got plugins, they've got extra content. Man, they don't make it easy, do they? It didn't take this much setup just to do a grabbing of an actor. Well, you've really got to start with this plugin as the ground for your project, haven't you? It's what it seems like. Records the range of hand pulls to be recognized. Targets hand recognition function library in this node will. Complete a time, a late time, late note. So it's a case of just playing. And then we do everything. And then it tracks it. So we go to output log. No, it doesn't get anything here. Josh, afternoon. It's cool that we can actually like do that. I'm trying to think if I can do something creative. There is a debug button to press. Okay, we'll take a look. Jan, what about making a touch point on both finger and check distance between them? If low, it's grabbing. That's genuinely what I was thinking. Josh, saw your video about fixing the hand tracking, how manning. It was infuriating. I don't know what even made me consider uninstalling the software, but it worked. But at least I sorted, yeah. How's Dev going with it? Today's pretty much the only chance I've had. I updated the video, I went straight into a meeting. So this is pretty much all we've got. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another index collision, or another collision for thumb. It's a shame we can't just type in here. Like, we can't get the parent socket from this, which is annoying. We've got to do the add component to component. I'm just going to play around with this and see what I come up with. It's not like anything's the correct way to do something anyway. Okay. Um, parent, thumb, left, and then we want right index, duplicate, right thumb. Right thumb collision. Cool. And then I think, is it just thumb? Boom. Thumb 3. Thumb 3. So now we should have index collision for the fingers. And then thumbs as well. I keep accidentally teleporting now that I say that. Cool. So, can we just get the collision values from those? So if on begin overlap, index on begin overlap, print string, we don't want overlap, we want hit, don't we? On begin hit, on begin hit. Let's do a print string, and then we'll see if we're actually getting a hit result from it. If we are, we could do a check to see if both hit results are the same. and then we can attach the object. Cool. Are we getting any hit result? I can't see anything. Oh, cool. Um, Jan, show bones in viewport selection, and you have it. Wait, where? I'm not too sure which one you're referring to. Let's try this. I can clean it all up afterwards. L_ index. It's actor. Problem is I can't clear it. This is like you brute force it so you don't have to do the actual logic that they give you. Index hit actor, thumb, index, cool. Um, let's just use this. At the end of the day, all we want is to attach something to our hand. We could do a check to see if they're both equal. Left thumb hit actor. Custom event. Hand grab actor. We want to get that and then get that. If they are both equal to the same thing, do branch, true, and then we fire the grab code. So can grab actor. Plug this into there. No, it's going to be in here. And then we shouldn't be able to let go. And these are already on free. Yeah. Let's have a look. So it's only going to work with the left hand. But not doing it. Oh, it's all motion controller right, isn't it? I'm going to have to change all that, I think. That's working. Uh, let's see if we can get any collisions. No, it's not firing. Trace. So this bit isn't firing at all. Motion controller right. Um, oh, I'm doing it on the wrong hand. This is set up for the left hand. I was firing the code for the right. Firing, but we're using the wrong position. So, Oculus hand left. Let's get like the thumb. Might have to rejig this around. There we go. So now we need to do it so when we release, we drop it. So I think that's pretty cool. Super, super simple way of doing it. Instead of just changing that bit, I'm just going to make this sphere grab bigger. Um, so we do grab back to left hand. Go back to right hand. And then custom event. Grab actor release. Right hand. Go. So hit and then custom event. Grab actor right hand. Oh, grab actor left hand, isn't it? No. I spelled that so wrong. Grab actor release left hand. There we go. So now we do grab actor release left hand. And then what I might do is change these to be continuous collision detection, so advanced. Is it advanced? Collision, advanced. Use CCD. Bit more expensive, but it should be a little bit more accurate. Jill, hey there. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So I can poke them. Do it, same as normal. And then if I pinch it, moves it away. It's real. It's this bit. I wonder if it's just too sensitive. There might be a better way of doing this. I'm just playing. So keep that in mind. So it hits. Trying to figure out why it keeps releasing. Not too sure what's... Need block all dynamic. So it overlaps it, and then we get the hit. So the problem is this section at the end. If I remove this, we attach it. Oh, but my sphere is so big because I updated it. There we go. Which feels really nice, but the problem is we need a way of releasing it. So the retriggerable delay is the problem. I wonder if we could just do end overlap. Do it like on component, end overlap. On component, end overlap. JL, how's progress? Fantastic getting hand tracking working. Yeah, it's been really cool. We're just playing around with it at the minute. Um, Progress is slow. We're just kind of playing around and seeing what we can come up with. I'm trying to figure out if I can get a blueprint system for at least grabbing. Something super simple. Doesn't have to be extremely accurate. But something functional gives us a little bit to play around with. I think default is 6. Let's try this. So if I put my hand like that, it's going to be a little bit better. So the problem is we're not getting any end overlaps. Which is interesting. Either of these, grab actor left, grab actor release left hand, should just drop it. Let's see if either of those are firing the overlap. Is it not firing overlap because we're doing the hit? I think that's what it is. If we're doing a hit, we can't technically overlap because we're only on the surface. Um, so how can we detect if we're not hitting? I thought retriggerable delay would have been fine, but it's not. Let's undo this back to the retriggerable delay. Tried that. Um, track distance between your grab and spheres, and then when grabbed, then let go when they reach a certain distance apart. So you haven't tried that yet. I was just playing around with the collisions to see if we could do it that way, but I've got a feeling the distance is going to be the key part. But right now, it's working quite well. It's just the release. Because I don't know if I want to be running a calculation to just get them options. Well, we can try that in a minute. Just trying to debug whereabouts this issue is. Oh, it's gonna be retrievable delay. 0.2. 0.2. Um, it's gonna be something to do with this. They're not valid. Generate overlap with collision fears. We could do the overlap, but then we can't push things around. So we need the hit. You can see it's releasing. So it's firing constantly. All we're doing is playing around. Okay, so if I touch it with the top finger and then the thumb, then we got it. But it's the release. Like that would work if we've grabbed. We run a timer to see if it's too far apart, and if it is, then we release. That would work. Is held true. Held component left. Uh, I'll keep that bit in there. What we're doing custom event. That's new. Cool. Check finger distance. We don't even need to do that. And then we want left thumbstick. Control it. Get world location. And then we want a distance vector. If the length actually would do. Would it be better to do? No, we just want to be. Let's do that with a print string. Okay, let's have a look. So once we drop in and we grab something, it should start updating. There we go. So it's already at 2. So it's greater than, what, like 4? Let's try that. Greater than 4. Then we pretty much just call grab actor release left hand. Pause timer. Pause timer by function name. We take you and we slap you right in there. Check it out. Cool. Grab it, and then when I ooh, didn't fire. So grab actor release left hand. That's yeah, left hand. Print string. That's because I put that freaking crap code in. There we go. Oh, ow. Kind of worked pretty well. Hey, what I need to do is rebuild the grab component near motion controller. So we're using the hand. So this is Oculus XR hand component. Oculus XR hand. There we go. XR right hand. And then we set this back up. Delete you. Okay. Set timer by event, custom event, and then check finger distance. This is right. 0.2 looping. Plug that in like so. Take this into there. Plug you into there. And then we need to pause timer so we're not continuously just firing this thing. And then we will plug it in like so. Rename this one. Check finger distance left. I can check spell and everything afterwards, or is it just capitals? Finger distance left, finger distance right. Oh, what did I do? Left. Cool. So that is all that set up. Left hand, XR right hand. We want to remove U. Oh, what's going to be interesting is I have the teleport on the right hand set to the index touch. So whether that will cause an issue with it will be quite interesting. index collision, thumb collision. Make these match. Cool. So index, hit, thumb, hit. Make sure these are the same way around. Promote to variable. Thumb. I've got these the wrong way around. Problem, I'm trying to rush through so many different things. Okay. And then grab at right hand. Thumb. Thumb. So that should ideally be some kind of grabbing logic. So let's see what happens with the teleport. I might have to put a check in to see if we're actually grabbing something, and if we are, then disable teleport. Okay. Okay, right didn't do anything. Hand position needs to be fixed, but it works to the left. Oh my god. The bit I can't get to it without hitting my PC. No, it's not firing. So what did I do? They don't have stimulate generate hit events. So I've got it. So I need to disable teleport if it's valid. Okay, teleportation triggered. That's turn. Brian, thank you for this. Looking forward to seeing more. Just heading home now. Cheers. No worries, dude. It's all good. Okay, so we want to check to see if we've grabbed an actor, which is done in here through hell component right. So components, do hell component right, get is valid. If it is valid, we do nothing. And if it's empty, then we can go through and we can teleport. I'll just do this for all of them. I don't think we need to do this for completed, but I can check. Cool. Hop in. Teleport over. Grab an actor. Or at least I thought I could. I need to fix the position. Like where I'm grabbing from. XR hand's not working for this. location, do it that way. And then index collision. Get world location left. Is this right? Yeah. Okay. Index get world location. Plug that in like so. And then we'll change this scale from 10 back to 5. So it should be relatively small. And then now we can go up to it and teleport. We can grab. It's not triggering the teleportation, which is really nice. And then when I release, and then because I've got one already grabbed, it's being like, okay, you can teleport. It's because it's disabling the collision, isn't it? Probably gun. Because there's that snap. I can't rotate. I can't even get close enough to the table to do it. Oh, I got a bunch of errors. Teleport trace. Okay, that might be fine. Um, Show game. Hello, welcome to stream. It's good to see you again. Hand tracking. Yes, finally got it working. So we're using it as much as we can. Or at least we're just playing around with it, seeing what we can build. I can't even say that. The odd man. I think that's it. The odd man out. Welcome to the stream. Okay. It's a bit touchy, but it saves having to do everything that the meta templates are doing. What else could we do? So we can poke stuff, checks. I don't know why it's firing that trace for each one. It shouldn't fire the trace until we actually both of them are equal. Ah, I removed it, didn't I? That's why. Thumb. We're on. That's the right index. So right. If the thumb and the index finger are overlapping the same thing or hitting the same thing, then we can actually grab it. And then we do the same thing for the left. Equal. True. That should be as simple as it is. Still doing it. It's quite good. Oh, I teleported into a wall. Come on. There we go. So as soon as I release it, it makes me move. So as soon as it kind of flails around and loses a one. Then we jump straight to teleport. Hey. Whoa. I'm getting that Arab teleport, but I want to check. It does work with the grabbing as well, which is quite nice. No. I'm wondering whether I could do like a delay, like a timer. Check to see if the player is holding the pinch fingers together for longer than like 2 seconds. And if it is, then we can teleport. Not entirely sure. Because you need multiple inputs on index and pinch, don't you? You need teleportation, you need grabbing, and you also need widget interaction. Although widget interaction can be done with the finger. I've got the Quest Pro enabled. We could do eye tracking. Could just set up eye tracking. There goes my magic leap. A leap motion. Um, what shall we do? Any ideas what we should do next? Because I'm not too sure what to do with hand tracking. I don't particularly like it. Rotation would be really handy to have. Like, how can you rotate a character? What can we do to turn left and right? I know you'd physically stand in the space, but sometimes you might not be able to do that. Anyone got any ideas? Double check everything is all good. Yep. Cool. Discord's not on fire, is it? Cool. Discord's not on fire. Michael Carney, pinch left. For the turning or just in general? We've got pretty much pinch control set up. For turning, it's not really the best. because we need to be able to like swipe for a direction, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I could get the world location, but I'm not too sure how to set that as a positive or a negative. It's like we pinch, we move our hand left, then it will be a negative value. We pinch, we move our hand right, then it will be a positive value. That's what I'm not too sure how we can code in. Because it would be pretty cool if we could. So I can get the world location for the pinch and then the end pinch and then the distance, but I don't know how to convert that into a negative or a positive value. It's only going to go positive, so it'll only turn right. That'll be the thing. If I can do that, I can only go right. But it's going to do it every time we grab something, so I'll have to fix that in there as well. Started. So we do is valid. And we say if held component left is valid, then we don't do anything. Still doing it. I think if I change it to is valid and put it in the true, there we go. There we go. So it's how do we do that? That's the question. Turn left. Started. We could get the original location. Get pinch location. So we get pinch location, which we set from index left. Let's do left thumb. So get location or get actor location. Okay. Which we set. So that would be our start location. So we start, that's going to be our pinch. Or well, let's just do this as start location. Get start location. We could then, what could we do? Complete. We could get the end location. So completed, we could do get end location. Set. So once we've done that, we then check both. So distance, get distance, I don't think it's gonna make a difference which way we go. Print string. Start. End. Okay. Thickness. 1. Duration. Let's put this like 10. And then plug that in like so. So we should hopefully get a line. The idea was we should get a line pop up following where our fingers are. Yeah. All components false. That's wrong. No, that's right. That's the location that we want from the finger. Uh, why can't we see it? Huh. Accident property left hit after this one. That should always be there. Ah, that's the wrong thing. Let's try this. So we can draw points, but it's how do we take that line and we say, okay, that's the direction we wanna go in. Because it's just distance. There's no arrow. Get world rotation maybe? Okay, so we've got that. Snap turn. It's going to go in degrees. Right, left. We still need that one, and we just want to turn left or right. That tech guy, are you just using the finger pinch? Yeah. Yeah, it's just using finger pinch, so it's got the input mapping set. So then I can grab and I can do a line. Or did I disable it? Yeah, I unplugged it. Move the microphone because I keep hitting it. So when I grab it, I can draw a line so it gets the direction. So the idea is how can we translate this into a positive or a negative, whether it's going left or right. I don't know if there's a way to do it. Like, it's really annoying. Eh. Can we translate it to screen position? We might be able to do that. 35 world location to screen position. Convert world location to screen position. Tech guy, we check out the meta example. We've got it open. We've got the hand samples project open here, but it's so complicated. Like all the hand tracking debug stuff. If you're going to do this, it's easy to just start with the template itself. But just to play around with, I wanted to see if we can figure out something to do with the normal template, even if we just got to redesign some stuff. More for fun. So it's not an actual project, just playing around. But the question is, how can we get whether we're moving our hand left or right? That's what we need to do now. Get the forward vector of the player camera, then the start position of the pinch, the end position of the pinch. But if you're looking to the right and you move your hand left and right, it's not going to work. It'll only work if you're literally right in front of you. So we needed all to happen from the hand location. Get that location. I'm going to check this. We got the debug going for the actual draw line. I can't see the arrow because I didn't make it visible. Is it positioned? Because the hand. It's annoying we can't use that line. All we need is a positive or a negative value to save the player as swiping left or right. Exactly. It's just to plug into here. Is always bind lookout rotation always points. The direction. The rotation minus the camera rotation. For some reason. Use the dot product. Uh, okay. Might have something. Okay. We've got the vector 1, vector 2. We want to normalize. Don't know which node this is. Might be subtract. I don't know what that node is on here. This one right there. Okay. Here's an example of using dot product to get the angle between how two vectors. Is that what it is? Dot product. That's the one. Degrees. What's going to happen? Still only going right. Let's try. See what we get out of it. That's a rather large value. That's not going to be a minus or a negative. Still, Trying to see if there's a way I can use this. 0.8. Just drawing out. This is where just throwing a whole bunch of math at something and you hope it works comes in. Actually, it's just going to turn into a positive. What can we do? Get controlled pawn. Get control rotation. Can we use the camera's dot product? The camera's right vector and direction vector from the camera to the object. Object position minus camera position. If the dot product is greater than 0, then the object is right. Less than 0 is on the left. Check the dot product of the camera's right vector. These. Object position minus camera position. So we just do. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Close enough. This is how I do my math. For anyone watching this, I just throw nodes together and then see what comes out. So tend to just throw that into there. That, and then if it's bigger than like 0.8, only does it once. When we rotate, we're not updating the value. Phone's going nuts. We're all good. We're getting the right direction. Or we're getting the direction, we can draw lines between them. I'm not sure how to do it. I know we need to get start and end location, so we draw debug line. Thickness, duration, 10. So the question is, how can we use this to determine if we're going left or right? Can we get like the direction? Transform a direction vector by the supply transform. Calculate direction. Base rotation. Origin. This will be intriguing. Come on. Sucks. Gotta feel like I'm gonna play around with the math a bit more. Turns degree of the angle between velocity and rotation forward vector. I use the fine look at rotation. Base rotation. Velocity. Can I just split this? What can I plug in here for a velocity? The velocity to use as direction relative to base rotation. Oh, that kinda did it. Base rotation, find look at rotation, get unit direction vector. Direction. Isn't there an actual like world position, like get world location then direction? Two into there. I don't know if that's it. Goes back at a certain point. They're working. It's buggy. There's definitely an issue in here somewhere. It goes. What could I do? What could I do? Calculate direction. What do I get if I do absolute? 7. So yeah, it gets to a certain point. So it was greater than 1. I think it's not going to do it. Just kind of like loops back around. Get you direction. We get so far and then it stops. From start position 2, we get end location. Find the lookout rotation. Use that as the base rotation. Base rotation, will that be camera? I think we're on the right track. Yes, done it. Nice. How cool is that? Guess we got some tutorials to make. Clean that up, put it there. This one, we'll just move up here. Nice. So hopefully we should be able to now got our hands for collisions. We can teleport up. We can grab stuff with the right hand. We can grab stuff with the left hand. And then it's also teleporting, rotating around. But we can swipe to go right. And then we can do it the other way. Who needs an Apple Vision Pro? So what do we do now? We check to see if we've actually got an up, like palm up. Actually shoot the gun somehow. That'd be interesting. Are you able to transfer things between hands? Not with this setup, no. When we pick something up, it disables collision on the hands or on the objects. So it means that we can't grab it with the opposite hand. I don't know if we could change it around. physics body instead of world to world dynamic, maybe? To be fair, even in the other template, I don't think you can. Okay. So passing stuff between hands isn't really doing it because the physics body and it's the grab component. We go from that hand tracking, cool stuff. Stephen, do you know is there any way to having hands and controllers working at the same time? Um, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. I know you can change controllers and hands, and then you probably have to have a setup inside of your player to switch between them. It wouldn't do it by default. Uh, Switch on E controllers. I don't know how they do it. So this is hand tracking support. Application components. Can we do this to check hand? Not too sure. Uh, Find VR controller map update. I don't actually know. Is there any documentation for it? Meta, XR, Unreal Engine, hand and controller. God, I Google it and it shows my own videos. I'm just looking at the documentation now. Is it not just a case of project settings, controllers and hands, and then inside of here we've got motion controller left, but we'd have a new one. Motion controller F1, add XR device visualization, uh, left grip. XR device visualization. Ah, what? Seriously? Why did that crash? I don't know which one I did. I think this was it. I can't believe it just crashed. I'm not even too sure which video we're using or which project files we were in. I think it's this one. Yep. Cool. So, we've got the hand motion controller left. We just do XR device visualization. I think the position's going to be off. It's going to need its own one. Is visualizer active? It should be fine. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing from here, is there? So it should get the motion controller left. And then display controller. The controller's there. And then just switches over to the controller. Yeah, I don't think you need to do anything else. And then if I do switch back, then we're back to hands. The question is just how to get it turned off. Not too difficult to do. The problem is I've got the XR motion controller here and I'm using it for this. So this would be rename motion controller hand left. And then motion controller hand right. Minimize those without origin. Add motion controller left. Motion controller right. We want that on via origin. And motion controller left. Visualize. XR device visualize. Left. Set this to is visualize active. And then motion controller right. Visualize. This one, that motion controller right. We want to change this to right grip. Motion controller left. Put this on left grip. Save file. Save all. So now they should both be visible. So I've got my hands, and then if I go to pick up my motion controllers, the hands disappear, and then they pop in to be where they are, but they are on the wrong one. What's the default setting for motion controller left? It's not left aim, it's typically left grip. So the question is really, is if there's a dispatcher for Oculus to tell us that we've switched to the controllers. Oculus XR event component. Oculus display of refresh rate change eye tracking state. That's not the right one. There'll be something in here we can use to see if the hands have been enabled. We got VR notification, but I don't think that has the right thing, and we've already got one of those. Oculus XR controller, Oculus XR hand. Have we got anything in here? We just do on activated. Oculus XR hand left. Just call it activated. Hand tracking. Which is the controllers. Put them down. Should get our hands back. Come on. Did we get anything? There'll be something in here we can use. Because Unreal will be receiving a message from somewhere. Let's say that we've switched over to hands. Interaction profile changed, maybe? That's going to be the key, is figuring out what we can use to tell it that we've changed. There'll be something. What can we do? This would be cool if we can get this working. Because I don't have a lot of time left for this stream. Component wake. Express and all that. Gotta be something. There has to be something we can use. Motion controller. Motion controller hand left. Get. Change physics state. Motion controller. XR device visualize. Same. What activate the gameplay? Touch. I'm not sure what you could do to get it to switch. Like, I'd expect there to be a delegate. Like, there's got to be a system thing. What would be good as a system thing? Would be our notification. One of these has to be able to work. Does this actually work now? Yeah. Okay. It's fine. Looks delicate. Initialized. Controller recenter. I know recenter doesn't make the logical choice, but I just want to see if anything makes that pop up. Wait. We can do button press. We could do like an input and then hide it. Or we could do a delay. So we get the velocity of the motion controller and then we check that. We have to put down motion controller left hand, but we shouldn't have to. There has to be something in here we can use. Of this hand XR controller, which is a mesh. Documentation and all this stuff is not the greatest. No, there's not much there. Just figuring out how Unreal knows that it's changed. That's the thing. Uh, it's typically with notifications. Yeah, I'm also pretty biased on this. I don't know why people would want to just switch it around. There's got to be something in here we can use. A hand. A hand must have something in here to deal with it. Physics capsules for collision and physics on the runtime mesh. Huh. Interesting. Support. I can't reach it. Wait. Stable air link. Fix my floor. I don't know why it gets so out of whack all the time. Okay, back in. Should be able to just go up to it now. Holy crap. So that's all you need to add physics to the hands. That makes life a little bit easier, doesn't it? Still add those indexes on there. We'll be able to make it work. It's not the best template, but it works. I can turn left and right. Definitely some bugs with the teleportation stuff. Just give me a list of errors. Cool. Very nifty. Oculus hand left. This is why it's handy to look through all of the stuff on here. Hand track, initialize, mixed reality, set tracking. Set the component for the Oculus mixed reality camera to track. Tracking reference component. What does it even mean? Now it crashes. It's not doing too bad though. I think we made some good progress. I'm not too sure how much I'm actually going to use hand tracking. But I think we're doing pretty good. Cool. XR hand left. Oculus XR hand right. Get Control C, Control V. There we go. We add collision to our hands. But these guys need to be a little bit bigger. Hand tracking will be great for sports games, so you don't need to worry about chipping the controller across the room. The problem with that is the tracking speed. You could use high tracking, but you've still got to account for everything else. And the problem is with the VR stuff is out the box. This doesn't track very well. I'm just quite pleased that I got the pinch to work for rotating. So yeah, you can't throw them. Doesn't do it. Grab components. I used to be able to do it by setting. Fix this in a minute. No. I'm sure with some tweaks and a little more time to cook on Epic's end, That would be pretty solid. Yeah, I think it'll get there in the end. But really, if you're using the template, if you're using the hand gameplay demo, you don't really need to set anything up. It's already good to go. So we can jump in and then we can how to do it. Use palm and then grab, and then we've got finger collision on the index anyway. So we can do that. We can't rotate around, but we can. I don't know what it's doing. There we go. You can actually, you've got a couple of things in here already. I wonder if we could move that code over to just do the pinch. Like, I wouldn't even know where to start with this. They need better documentation for this stuff. Unreal's so powerful at VR dev that it's a shame that Unity devs just think that Unity's the best option. But this is quite excessive. Like running all of these on tick. I get it. There's probably ways to fix it up a little bit. Like I don't even know where pinch is. Is there any built-in grasping support, or is it just pinch? It's got grasping, so if I go up to I can actually point at the floor, and then I can actually grab the blocks, and that changes the hand animation as well. And it's also got a two-handed thing, so it actually like goes around, which is kind of cool. You've got grasping. I don't know if pinch does anything in this. You've got touching. I don't know what hand tracking stabilization does. But it's quite difficult to use. Student like the idea of hand tracking for mixed reality immersion, but when it comes to gameplay, we really need buttons and haptic feedback. Yeah, there's only so much you can do with hand tracking. That's the problem. Afterwards, it's just unless you're sat still and interacting with a 2D screen in VR, then hand tracking works really well. But as soon as you want to do anything complicated, it just breaks the whole thing. Like, I'm quite surprised, honestly, that I've been able to get this set up how I have. It's not great. It's definitely not great, but it does work. I think it's pretty cool. Like we've been going for just under 3 hours, and we've got teleportation, and we've got a grabbing mechanic, we've got interaction, we've got hand collision, we've got rotation. I think we've done pretty well. But past this, I'm not really sure what I would do with it. Uh, Haptic gloves would be cool. Steven, I'm trying to just track hands so occlusion works, but retain the controller just so it's not immersion breaking when my hands disappear behind game world. I don't think you need to worry about that. Player's not going to worry about it. If hands disappear in the game world, it's because they've lost tracking. They've got to bring their hands back. You don't really need the controllers. If you're just adding the controllers to have them there and the hand tracking, you might as well just stick with controllers, typically. Vanil, hi. I have one doubt. Can we add .fpx file in Unreal Engine in runtime? If it is, how to implement it? No, you can't. Um, I don't believe you can add an FBX file at runtime. If you can, it won't be set up correctly. Um, one thing you can do is there is a plugin for runtime meshes. Place. Uh, I know it's runtime file importer, so you'll have to bear with us. Hackload is pretty cool. Oh, so there's an runtime FBX importer here, which is currently on sale, which you're probably able to use. But it's not going to be just play game, import file, good to go. You're going to have to do a lot of work for it. But yeah, I would avoid it. Let's see if I fix the rotation stuff. Oh, this alone is so much nicer. Apple Vision Pro, who needs one? Just done it. Teleportation is a pain though because it's not letting me teleport through, so I don't know what's changed. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. I think these collisions, the hand physics, are stopping the teleportation from working. But I changed it, so what I can probably do is just move it forward. Move this in front of the hand. So now drop in, ignore the controllers. We can teleport. We can swipe to rotate around. Left or right. And then we can actually grab actors. We can't grab with two hands. It's not going to do it. But what else do you need? If anybody's watching this, I'll put the files up on Patreon for you all. It'll be on the mega thank you tier, I think it'll be. So you'll be able to download these and play around with it. My phone's going nuts. Stephen Ross, I mean, I can see my hands in my room, but when I move them, they disappear behind the game world. That appears when my walls come down. I see my hands when the portal home material has gone. Not too sure what you mean. You might have to put a video in the chat. Let's comment this out. See collision. Let's remove our device visualization. We don't need those. It's hand tracking after all. Like, what do we do after this? Add index collision fingers and thumb. Widget interaction left. Put all material that lets me see my room. When I remove the walls, I hold my hands up, they disappear behind the game world that is outside my room. So it's a depth thing. Bisects our hand, and then I think each depth. You can do set render custom depth and see if that works. You could try it. I'm not entirely sure. After 4 units. See where it's running. Kind of the same thing. I'll just stretch that down. Still hanging out for the cutting holes and pass through using the windows or wall art tags. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look on Thursday for that. Um, I'm just it's just a hole. I'm not too sure where the issues are coming from. That's where it'll be intriguing to check out. Because you got to keep in mind that it's not designed for like multiple holes in walls unless it's the same environment behind it. That's pretty much as far as you could go. So I've got a job that I've got to do tomorrow. So I'm not back till Thursday, and then I got Thursday and Friday to get videos recorded. Um, be doing some hand tracking ones based on the stuff that we've learned here. So I'll do a short little series on that. And go from there. Oh, Carney, same environment is fine. Is that just not the same as what I've got on the Patreon already? It's just a world behind it, and then you've just got a hole in the wall. You set your mesh to be on there, like a custom wall mesh. I only managed to get one working. Michael, you're gonna have to do like pop into the Discord and then do like a full breakdown of what you want using the tags. Yeah, it should be fine. You just mark all your art on the wall, and then you have a mesh that links up with that. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Grab component. I reset this back. Try at least. Set primitive component physics. I had this set up so I could throw stuff previously. I remember if I like move it forward, then it works. default. Works better without these. Interactions are way off. Oh, Panic. Yo, how you doing? Doing good. Got hand tracking working and making some progress, which is really nice. Learning some new stuff. Stephen, you sent me on a bit of a rabbit hole when you showed me the collision visualizer during our lesson. I hadn't seen that whole section, so it's been an interesting journey to understand all that stuff. Nice. Trying to think which one it was. Show me the collision visualizer. Oh, the one for the environment stuff. It's pretty handy. Galvanic, what are you working on? Hand tracking. We got a couple of things sorted. I built a pinch system so we can rotate around based on hand location, so we can pinch and then rotate. We got pinch and teleport, pinch and grab. Uh, yeah, hand collision, index finger collision. Done a bit of stuff. It's been quite nice. I don't think these need to be too high. 5, make it a little bit easier to click. So yeah, the widget interaction's the next thing really. Um, widget interaction right, widget interaction left, then motion controller right aim, delete, motion controller left aim, delete. Have a look, see if they're going in at least the right direction. No, so they're still rotated around. That's fine. So we can pinch and teleport, little claw hands, and then if I swipe like a pinch and swipe, we can then rotate around. Cool. And then we can actually go up. We should be able to grab stuff as long as them collision spheres are overlapping. It's because I've got the collisions on for the fingers, so the whole hand. If I do it that way, then I can look at picking stuff up. But if I do the pinching, it works a little bit better. I might change them to overlap instead of hit. It might work a little bit better. It's alright. Widget interaction right. We need to use the teleport arrow because I know that's going in the right direction. Have a look. Yeah, that works. Okay. Arrow, arrow, arrow. What am I using this one for? And teleport arrow. That's this one. That's in the right hand. That's not the one that I selected. Don't do. It's going to be our forward. Let's have a look. Forward direction. Rename this one. Forward direction right. Forward direction left. Which interaction right. So the left one is going to be completely off. Forward direction right is minus 30, 90. Is it just going to be 30, 90? And is it going to be on the right direction? Won't be able to chat much. I'm in the car. We'll just be listening. No worries, dude. Have a look. Okay. So they're now both going in the correct direction. We've got a way to actually point at widgets. So the thing to do now is figure out how we can get one to display. I'm going to be super simple, and we're going to do. Oh, we could do an event tick. Um, how could we do palm up? We could do get the vector for an arrow on the palm. Can we get bone? I get motion controller data and right. Palm position, palm rotation. Brick what? Print string. Let's do this one and see what happens. I have to be reading the palm. Motion controller hand right. Huh. Get bone rotation by name. No, my headset's gonna die. Okay. Controller right and looks like our right input. Bone name. What we got? We got palm. Wrist to root. Forearm stub. Forearm stub. See if we get a rotation from this. Nope. I could probably use just the rotation. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. What we just used. Okay. Yeah. Get rid of rotation, plug that in. Because you could use that to then display it. Steven, development for mixed reality feels like being a little kid again because they told, no, you can't do that. Yeah, honestly, it happens so much. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly blitz through this. So right click, new folder, UMG, open this up, UMG, widget blueprint, widget blueprint underscore world widget there, blueprints, actor BP underscore world widget, add a widget, do there, short desired size. I might have to change that one, compile, and then I'm just going to do a border, leave it on white, and then we'll just stick a button in there. Clicked. Print string, clicked, save. Let's see if we can do this. I was 2.3. It's like a bad habit. Cool. So do you guys enjoy videos like this? Of just me like plodding along and trying to figure stuff out as we go, or do you just want more like planned stuff? So that'd be cool to know. Print string. Widget interaction rights. We want to do on hovered widget changed. Interaction left, on hover widget changed. I'm going to do this similar to how I got it in the GDXR template. Oh, my headset's died. Luckily, here's one I charged earlier. I can grab it in a minute. Widget component to result. Ah, how do I hit it? Widget component. As soon as we hit something, we do it. Is valid hit result? Is valid hit result? I love it. Unreal ASMR while I work on my own projects. It's good to know. Michael, okay, I tried to explain my issue in the Patreon Discord. It's so hard to describe Unreal issues in text sometimes. Yeah, if you can do a video, that would be helpful as well. I prefer seeing the thoughts behind the action rather than just dropping nodes on the page. Call it a day. Cool. I'll keep making shit up as I go. It's all good. Is over hit test visible widget. That's the one I was after. Let's go. Stephen, I'd say there's benefits to each kind of stream, planned or otherwise. Plan may be easier for beginners to follow along with, though. That's the thing, though. The idea with the live stream is you're not really meant to be following along. Like, scrub through it afterwards, maybe, but I don't think following along is very good. Is overhead test visible widget? If it is, we need some custom inputs. So input, menu. We've got menu, interact left, interact right. Let's just reuse these. Oculus touch hand, left pinch. Where's left pitch? Am I blind? Oculus hand left. Index. Right at the beginning. Okay. Oculus right index pitch. Okay. So when we're over hit test visible widget, we add the input mapping context. Let's just copy the same stuff from above. True. Let's change this priority to be a higher one, 2, and then remove mapping context. Menu. Cool. Input action underscore menu interacts. Which one am I on? Left. Input action underscore menu interacts left. And then widget interaction left. Get press release key. I need to change the ones in my GDXR template to use the press and release key. I think it's easier. So that's going to work with the left hand. So let's try it. Can't teleport now. So it might be this. What did I do to break it? How did I break it? I don't think I did anything to break it. What's happened? What happened? Didn't touch anything. Should just be fine. Does anybody know what I did? Which fraction right? These inputs just aren't working anymore. Steven, I've never seen anything being held in a palm and the fingers close over the object, so it's then held in the palm. I'm wondering if it's possible. Something small like a coin. Your best bet is to have a look at the hand gameplay from Meta. So they've got a hand tracking template, and in this one, they actually have the ability to go down. Where's the cube? And actually grab actors with hand meshes. So my physical hand is grabbed, but this one it's snapped to a specific place. So it can be. It's worth checking out. But it's a whole complex system that I've got in this one. It's crazy. Um, the question is here is why is mine not working anymore? Because we haven't changed anything. I'm gonna restart it real quick. How's Discord doing? Everyone's all right? What have I done? I haven't added any. I didn't change anything. I'm 100% sure that I didn't change anything. Default connected. Priority, does that work now? Is this another one of those priority things that's just messing up? So adding the priority worked. Why? Doing print string? Can't see. Don't know if it's doing it, or if I'm just rotating out the way before it can fire it. Teleportation. Don't want to be messing around with the input priorities again. Okay, we add it, and then we do that one. Start it. Like, let's do press pointer key, and then we'll release pointer key. Pointer key. See if this one works the traditional way. Then we might have to check that the widget is using the correct on clicked. on pressed sometimes works better. There we go. Cool. We've got a way to interact with widgets. We do widget interaction left. And we do get set show debug. This is going to be a way of replacing it without having to trace. Do interacting with widget. It's going to be the same for the left, for the right. Okay. Input action underscore menu right. Menu interact right. Let's do this as well. Because what I'm going to do is after this, I'm going to do a check. So we check to see if we are interacting with a widget and then we can't turn or rotate. And then it's basically like a little hand tracking VR template that we've built. Pretty cool. What I'll do is once I've figured all this out, I can do some standalone tutorials. Like, it's not going to be the best way of doing it, but it'll give people an idea of how they can think about VR and work with it that way. Um, shame I can't just have one boolean. I don't know if I can just use the one for this, and then use that boolean to disable the other stuff. I might have to do left and right. Isn't right with UMG. Right, duplicate. Let's just do it that way. Set. And then got teleportation. Triggered. Started. Complete. You like so, and then we need a branch to be like if we're interacting with widgets. The priority should remove that for us. If we put the priority up, let's say like 2, pretty sure it should override. Whoa, where's my mapping context node? I didn't delete it, did I? There we go. Cool. Teleport, teleport. We interact with the UMG. I can click it, but I can't teleport. Same thing with the left. But then if I point away, I can actually take those interactions back. Cool. We need those. Everybody's home. Time to go. Wow, she looks grumpy. Right over my shoe. Are you tired? Yeah, I'm tired. Hello. You okay? Game? We're not playing games at the minute. Daddy's working. Maybe in a minute. We'll have dinner and then play some games. Yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm very grumpy.
That's probably. Oh, are we doing VR now? Yeah. God, just walk straight in and just picks up a headset. You want to teach everybody how to do their code? Yeah. I think it's a concern, isn't it? The fact she knows how to put them on. Walk straight in. Headset on. Picks the controllers up. Now, let's go down. Up. Sort his code out. She's going to show you how to do it. She is. Generally, one day she'll do it. Headset on. Oh,
They'll be telling you what to do.
I'm curious. Does it pick up your hands, Tina? If we take the controllers, we're there. Leave it on. Now put your hand in front of you. Got mine. I got a little VR tester. Like little pink hands. Yeah. Question is, why is that right hand not being hidden? Left, left. That's I didn't change it. Left, right. Don't type anything. No. Widget interaction right. There we go. Okay, file, save all. I'm back. Oh, what are you doing? Don't. You'll probably stop a stream early. I'll fight you. Oh, do you want to go down and watch some TV? Or do you just want to play games? Yeah, you want to play games. Okay. Next encoder is here. Oh yeah, she'll be doing it in no time. I think that's it, guys. I think that's a really good place to finish off. Nothing's up in the air. Everything's.
Everything that you can.
Well, we done a hand tracking stream, and then I've just been playing with it. So I've got teleportation with hand tracking working. We've got rotation with pinch working. We've got UMG interaction working. We've got hand collision working. We've got grabbing working. All in 3.5 hours. So I think we've done pretty good. But yeah, if anybody's watching this and you're a Patreon and a YouTube member, I will put the project files up on the mega thank you tier, so you can kind of take a look and go through yourself. Which I think is a good place to start. I don't really know what else to do with this next. Like I said before, I'm not really a fan of hand tracking, so trying to figure out what I'm doing with it or what you can do with it is a bit of a stretch. But I'll take what I've done here and I'll turn them all into individual YouTube videos so we can go through them and then people can break it down if they want to. But yeah, I think for now, that is it. So I'm going to zip back up, and then I'm going to end the stream. All right, bye.